What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy back here with a video. I'll keep it going. Charles. Uh, but I call myself trying to sell this tote. My sister might be mad at me, but it'll be alright. It's an old tote anyway. Well, books in it and stuff. Um, just yeah. Uh, anyway, if you see some stuff, baby stuff in the background, I'm having a niece. Like I told you in my last videos. My last videos, being uncle, just getting old up in age. Um, finally started working. Thankful for that. Just everything, you know. It has its perks. I'll tell you that. And speaking of work, so I ain't gonna put the name of the company out. You know, what I'm saying, business wise, business purposes, because that's how I earn my money too. At the end of the day, I haven't really. If you don't know, I don't really make all that on YouTube. I don't make shit. You know, so I know a couple buddies that do make money, but they do like actual YouTube videos. I've seen them edit his videos on a professional laptop at work, all types of chords and shit. And just even just doing by my own studying. But anyway, I ain't gonna lie, if y'all see me jump up, it's because my cat might probably found a mouse. You checked my video out yesterday. I live in the country, you know what I'm saying? It's not dirty or anything, but you live in the country, you got all types of field mice, you got all types of wildcats, all insects, motherfucker. You got bugs, you got mountain lions, everything. Well, let me get back on the job a little bit. So today, it wasn't like any other decent day. You know what I'm saying? That's the scary part. It was like any other decent day. Mind you, I'm not putting a disclaimer. I will not put the company's name out there. Um, it's just because of business purposes. But anyway, um, me and my sister, we finally pulled up to the job. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I did not bring my serious, and I don't know why. I just wanted. I feel like I needed to, but then I didn't. But so we finally pull up to the job, and I get there about 5ish, and I get my scrubs on, I get my booties on for my feet, my shoes, so I don't track any weed across the surface floor or anything like that. I try not to, you know what I'm saying, and so it doesn't stick to your shoe. But you don't want them to think you're stealing, but you're not stealing. It's just you stepping so much weed and it's sticky, you know what I'm saying, and plus they reuse those or whatever, you know what I'm saying. They try to relive them and then just use it as extract, you know. But anyway, I get my scrubs on, I get my hair net, I get everything on the whole nine, right? I get the whole nine on, folks. I get in there, we get into the lab, one of the labs or whatever, uh, the lab rooms, and what I'm saying, I'm plucking my weed or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Finally, we get to break, you know what I'm saying. So I probably went to break about like close to 8, not really. I can't remember. Damn, I can't really remember. But we go to break. I'm having a conversation with my mom. You know what I'm saying? But just training and getting back in shape and getting get myself together, get my shit together. So about 15 or something, 20 minutes go by or whatever. I finally get back down there. Uh, because we do have to change, and it takes time for a lot of people. They give us extra 5 minutes, so that's kind of cool. But I finally get everything on. We go back into the lab. I go back into the lab. You know what I'm saying? Other people are just not going on break or whatever. Well, while while I'm getting my shit together, you know what I'm saying, getting my stuff set up so I can pluck some more weed or whatever. When our supervisors, assistant lead, and shout out to her. Uh, she said we have to evacuate the building. Oh damn, what? I'm thinking it's a fire, though. It's probably not. Probably like a mini. I don't know. Because last week they had a situation that happened, but it was outside. So say when you smoke cigarettes, make sure you put it on the rocks, the gravel rocks out there. Just stomp over it or just put it out good or some shit. So we our boss, our supervisor, assistant, whatever, gets a phone call. She said we have to evacuate the building now. So everybody, and then it's crazy because everybody else come rushing in from break. Not really rushing in, but well, rushing into hurry and get back in the seats and or positions to get the shit done and over because we all just trying to go home, bro. They get the news too. They finally come in, and my assistant lead, they let her, she let everybody else know we gotta go. Da, da, da. Well, the first thing I did was hit my locker, grab my phone, anything else important I needed, bro. Um, my Stanley Cup was in there, but that it didn't get burned or anything. I think it was a Stanley or no, it's a Westpac cup. My sister's boyfriend let me have. He gave to me. Like a coffee mug or whatever, just a mug. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. Anyway, situation goes, we out there for like a good 2 to 3 hours. Oh, well, I say extra because we was extra for an extra hour, and then we had to get the Illinois Capital State involved in shit. So come to find out, hours within the situation, it was a bomb threat. Now the real ones, the conversations I had with a few wise older guys, whatever. I kind of knew it was like okay, something. Person was mad, they was fed up, they either the check wasn't right, or they got fired, or they did something they weren't supposed to do, and then they was a little harsh. And mind you, I've been ever since I started working, like it's a little leniency, but now it's to the point it's not like that anymore. When I first got hired on, well, yeah, first got hired on because they are real lenient. They're pretty to a place. The vibe is there. It's there. Um, but I know it's like even working with my sister at that time when her boyfriend was working there. Stuff that you could get away with, you not really. With the whole company change and managers, supervisors, HR, just all of them. But it it dawned on me because when you're sitting in this group of people, what I'm saying, they don't gotta look like you, or me, black, white. I was having conversations with just a small little group, not a big ass group of people. No, but it was like probably about 4 or 5 of us in and out. One of us. But how many I'm having conversations with some of these old heads, and older guys and shit, really cool ones, and the older ones that's like, really cool, like knowledge, wisdom, white, black, shit, it don't even matter. He was white though. And ever since I saw him to work, he's greeting me with open arms and he's just giving me a lot of advice, bro. Some of the shit I had lived through and I was being hard headed. I said, man, if you told me 3 or 4 years ago this how you explain it to me now, 5 years ago, if that, I think, man, if I would have listened, bro, I'd be in a different position. I'm not saying where I'm at now is bad. It's really not. But my mindset would have been a little bit more different, especially after coming out of COVID. Um, but somebody on, someone made a phone call, told let the plant manager or building manager or whoever, like just basically gave them a warning, like, hey, there was a bomb threat, we gotta get a hold of the police department, da da da. They're on the way up there, man, gee, and it's crazy because like we are in Illinois, bro. It don't take much, but for a back roads kid to put some shit together because out of spite, or anger. It don't take much. Their knowledge, their savvy. It's like some niggas in the hood, they savvy to doing the same shit. But hell, they was talking about bouncing at my job, evacuate. Boy, you seen no Memphis boy? I should drop that video. The Memphis boys who I don't know if they stole a military tank, but I know the military tank was just sitting there, and you got like about the whole project riding around in that bitch. The fact that they didn't even know how to start it, and you mind you, a lot of them young boys they play a lot of Call of Duty, and they do watch a lot of war shit. Like a lot of them are military type peoples down there too in the South. You know what I'm saying? The black ones that I've been around. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of cousins, they in the military down south. You know what I'm saying? But these little niggas, they was in a motherfucking military tank, driving that bitch for fun, recording everything like that, bro. You gotta also realize too, like it don't take much for like, you know, disclaimer. I'm not advocating, how to do this shit, how to make the shit, how you go upon it. It's on you. Um, but I will say, like, a lot of these people are privy in knowledge on how to do certain things, and if they don't get their way, they are willing to put people in harm's way, a business, family member. They're willing to do anything, just depending on the situation. And it's not. It's it's like it's not much something different. It's not really. It's I don't know. I really don't know. Like the story is kind of similar to Danny Green out there in Ohio, that Irishman that had beef with all the Italians, and there was a bunch of explosive cars going on and shit back in the day like that. That mob shit. Uh, but man, like you have to be really careful dealing with who you hire or dealing with people like that. Like I said, it could have just been some kid that knew how to put this shit together already, or had this shit planned out, and just just one of those type of. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no nigga did that, bro. Cause a nigga, most black people, yeah, we'll flip some shit, but we'll walk out, storm out. We ain't finna go, I don't know, that shit. You got some out there that's different too, and they in the South too. Ain't gonna lie, you got some niggas out there that's on that type of time, but majority of the time, man, we might just knock some shit over and just cuss and scream, walk out, and just be like, fuck, I'm getting a new job, da 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 da. It's just something. But to be 1,000 with you, man, it's different because you got one of these back roads white boys. Probably cool. He just got fucked over by the job. I don't know. Probably a cool dude, but he just didn't like shit with the way shit was going or what he was told. Or some say it could have been a prank. But you gotta also understand and realize, so like I said on the video yesterday, man, yeah, I'm in the country, we're dealing with bobcats and wildlife animals, exotic animals now, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. You gotta be careful with that alone, but I also say you gotta be careful with people. In that same video, you gotta be careful with people. You know what I'm saying? And they don't tell them what their intentions are. Um, they really ain't. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just gotta perceive things for what they are. Sometimes, and take things with a grain of salt. Uh, but yeah, man, it's still some of them people, in the fact that there's still people that know how to like make a phone call and able to plan the shit out, even if they were just, or I don't know. They said, like I said, they said it was either a prank phone call, which is I don't know who the hell would prank some shit like that when they can just instantly like find every way to tap into your shit and say that this is proof of evidence. It's even as a joke, bro. That's what I'm saying. You got to think about it. We're living in times where like our presidents got shot a bunch of times. Schools getting shot up, schools getting blown up. Here in America, you think we live in a third world country, bro. And it's the Americans doing the shit most of the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to say they put a lot of they put wrong people in a position that wasn't really ready for this shit, or built for this shit. You put wrong people in a position, anything's bound to happen. Yeah, things happen, but at a constant rate, at a constant, this shit just it's a never ending cycle, dog. Never ending cycle, bro. It's never ending. It's never ending, bro. You can't even go out and well, shit, you can't even go to the store anymore in general. You know what I'm saying? With all the food being tainted and shit. But even then, before that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that when that was going on, you would still hear about shootings and stores. You hear about like fights breaking out the malls and more shootings and shit like that. And it's not crazy. I'll tell you another story too. I'll get back on the same one that I'm talking about now. I'll tell you a different story. So when I was working at the nursing home, it's probably about 6, 7 months ago, if that 8 months ago, I think. The white girl I was working with, it was funny as hell, bro. So anybody knows if you got I mean, especially in where I was working at least me, where I was working at, because I got questioned for it. I was like, I didn't even work a double. The HR asked me like, who's all working like that. But anyway, shit. Anyway, this girl, I'm gonna name her B, Team B. I'm gonna name her. Oh yeah, her name is B. So B decided to put, you know, a soaked grease rag into the dirty basket or dirty laundry bags or whatever, and it just so happened one of the employees didn't realize that dirty soaked grease towel that was rubbed against that clear see-through bag against the dryer. It started a fire, like an actual fire. Like it almost reached to our kitchen, the kitchen staff. And to this day, my homie laughed because he said the way I told him, let him know, like spoke to him. You know, he was like, man. Oh, he said you would have thought I did it, but I didn't do it. They found out it was the girl who was working that night. I was just so like chilling, laid back for some reason that day too. I was just like, well, I wasn't even freaking out like that either. I was just like, well, the back door is right there. It's open. We go in and out and everything. So he comes in from smoking a cigarette or whatever, and I tell him like, hey, bro. They said we're doing or whatever. I said, no, I forgot what I said. I forgot, bro. But basically, I tried to tell him comment about like, yeah, bro, there's a fire going on, bro. And June's out in the hallway trying to figure out what's going on. He was like, oh fuck it, we gone then. Shit, we left. We was in the back. You know what I'm saying? But it's situations like that too. You know what I'm saying? That could have put a whole nursing home out of business. Family members dead. Like I said, me and some of the kitchen staff members would have been good. You got to evacuate the building. Um, Also, it was funny because they were debating not to take the residents all outside. It was like, duh, you might as well have. You don't have to. Why else? You know what I'm saying? Um, because they know how serious it was. But when the firefighters came, they pulled all the bags out. I think even some of the metal tiles or whatever the case it was. Man, when I said that shit was burnt to a crisp, it was orange, white, different. Like it, that grease really, like that food grease that was the towel. And like I said, I don't know if they didn't train her or not. I don't know if it what had happened, but you know, you have to really be aware of your environment too. You have to be careful. Because I'll tell you for one thing, that package just exploded with all that grease in there, just soaked in there, bro. But thankfully, it just melted and caught a little flame, and then they were able to catch it. Um, yeah, you just gotta be careful because you never know, bro. You never know, bro. Um, you never know, bro. What people are going through, you just never know how people are feeling or what might have upset them that day, for them to trigger and make that phone call like, hey, Thanos time. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when we was out there in Illinois, they had to call the capital of the bomb squad or whoever the case may be to come all the way out there. So we got the dogs out there. And it had to take them an extra hour to get out that way too. If you between Quincy and other places and whatever the case may be, you're a little further, kind of towards certain places out in town to work. A lot of other Illinois suburbs or small towns aren't that far from you. If you know where you're going, if you know the distance, the speed, all that, plays a factor. Uh, yeah, so they had to come all the way out. They called the bounce from the capital, Illinois, which is Springfield, and they brought the search dogs. They brought the bomb squad dog. I think at first the regular cops came, the town cops, whatever, but then they called in like the big, like just, you know, and it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. Man, you really never know. Cause like I said, I was outside on the phone with my mom on break, just talking to her, and next thing you know, I get done with my break, I'm going outside, you know, just get off the phone fresh. I go back inside, get dressed. I head to the weed lab. Next thing you know, we gotta evacuate. Gotta evacuate. And thank God I didn't have him, but it could have been one of those situations like it's just mind you already got a pregnant sister that works there. She's a mom now. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like it's just too much shit going on in the world. And like the old man said, like he kept it real. It's just too much fucked up people in the world. It's just too much. People with problems. It it just is, gang. I don't know. And my this is the same old man I had conversation with. You know, he sat right next down to him. Oh, not down to him, but he sat right next down in the chair, and you know, he just giving, just telling me conversations, stories and stuff. And mind you, like I said, throughout the week I was, you know, it's like my third week now at the job. So, you know, throughout time he's been giving me advice and just telling me stories. And it's pretty awesome. I don't know why I just feel more calm with them. Like I feel more like it don't matter, bro. But my man was wise, bro, and he was just telling me some shit. Let's let me like teach me. Basically, I'm gonna go like just teach me. Almost all the way down. You know what I'm saying? But I say that because he's away from the area where you know it was a lot of shit going on. But he sat down and just had conversation with me, like just tells me make sure you keep out of trouble, make sure you good. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. Because you got genuine people who actually care, bro. You got genuine people that actually work there. You know, you got, and it's nowadays it's rare to meet that because everybody has so many bad intentions they want to do sometimes if they can get away with it. Yeah, yeah. But thank God I didn't run into that. Thank God I didn't run into that, bro. Thank God I didn't, bro. I didn't have to run into that. But like I said, you know, he schools me, gives me knowledge on certain things, and I respect that. And I most definitely take heed to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's so much going on in the world with billions of people on the planet, but that's expected. You know what I'm saying? That's just expected from human beings. That's it's just gonna happen every day. You know, uh, to a degree it can be controlled, but it can't be stopped. You know, but it can definitely maybe it can, bro. Maybe it takes from one good at you know what I'm saying? Belt the ass from something. I don't know. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing bad upon anybody, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that, bro. Hey, hell, bro, I'm about to be 30 in 2027, and I still gotta hear about racism. Still gotta hear about that. And niggas ain't the one putting data centers up. Niggas ain't the one poisoning the food. We ain't doing shit to nobody, man. Barely working a job. You see what's going on in the economy nowadays, bro? And they saw black dudes do sales. So it's crazy because you know what I do push it legally and I get paid for it. And now you see different diverse people do it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to. I'm not saying anything bad about that. But at some point, you gotta really say, get out of this delusional mindset and realize what's going on. I just damn near survived the bomb threat, bro. Now, and I hate to say it, sounds crazy, but I love someone that warfare. That's why I be ready, bro. You gotta be ready, bro. You have to be ready because who's to say? Like, I hate to say it. And one dude made a good observation, but in layman's terms, I'm gonna kind of summarize what he said. What if that was just a hack? Someone hacked and they called him and said that she just get us outside. It could have been one of the people our country's into it with jumping out of helicopters shooting motherfuckers, bro. Just come on, gang. It sounds like a motorcycle outside, man. I love motorcycles. Come on, man. I'm telling you, man, you boy, but like I said, wonderful, wonderful old man, wonderful, bro. He just a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and and at the end of the day, like I said, I gotta go back into the weed lab because he does like maintenance and cleaning and stuff. I gotta go back in the weed lab, so I don't know what knowledge all day throughout the day I'm getting from him. When I'm in the weed lab, sometimes when I see one's on break or something's going on, like today or something. But it was like I said, interesting today. Um, like I said, I love that though too. That's another thing. That's kind of the best part about the job. I get some knowledge from the older head. I get some knowledge, and then I get that. I get some knowledge, you know. And being around weed all day, getting knowledge and being around weed all day, bro. Yeah, I definitely broke the shit when I was sitting down on the right through the back, right through the crate thing. But yeah, I got working on this good. Y'all seen the video? Ain't some weight. But no, all bullshit aside, I don't. So they asked us if we were gonna stay or leave. So plus my sister was feeling sick and I did not want her driving by herself back to the house. I think I got scared the whole time this shit was going on too. I ain't gonna lie. It was like, man, bro, like the way we were all walking, it was almost like shit. I don't know if we was gonna get bombed at or we was walking to another fucking Auschwitz. Fuck, bro. That's how it felt. And it was around like a lot of white people. With niggas, this just feel like, like, damn, what the fuck? The situation's kind of different, But I felt like we was walking to Auschwitz camp or some shit. But then again, you got people worried, bro. So it ain't just niggas there. You got everybody worried, bro. You seen what bombs can do, bro? And that world where I'm at, that place is huge. So someone been had to put this shit together, whether it's a joke or not, bro. Nobody want to know how a fucking bomb feels. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't in World War I, bro. We ain't before the war, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Union versus Confederate anymore, or whatever the case may be, bro. Motherfuckers ain't trying to feel that shit like that, bro. Hell no. Hell no, bro. Shit. Man. Bro, no. Hell no. You wake up out of fucking bed, try to make your coffee, and this is just me. I don't know what other motherfucker got shit got going on just to go to work today this morning. But I'm probably they had like thumped they toe. They probably hit their toe on the bed or some shit this morning. Already pissed off. Spilled some hot coffee on them. A relationship didn't go right, or this bill didn't get paid, or man, you gotta have a bad hangover that irritates you, or I don't know whatever the case may be. You go in there and just to say God ever forbid, you know what I'm saying. But let's just say something actually did go off and they got a good majority of the fucking people in the building. People are already pissed off and just tender already, bro. You know what I'm saying? Imagine having an explosive just, man, you blowing your shit off, bro. It's crazy, bro. Um, this ain't no M80s. This ain't no M180s or whatever. This ain't, you can't just hold this shit and just expect this to, when it light, you can throw it now. Nowadays, this shit just go, pow. This shit just goes off, bro. Bro. Bro, man, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy. But and like I said, it is pretty cool to hang out with the old guy. You know what I'm saying? And he has taught me a lot. He's been through a few relationships, and this time he's been through a lot of marriages too. And you know, it, it's just certain things you go by, bro. That just really don't relate to and understand. Because maybe even you gotta realize too, like before I even started this YouTube channel, even like I was an old soul. I'm still am to this day. I'm just finally getting older with it, bro. But I catch myself and listen. Like how do I explain it? Like I don't know. I don't know, like a different, even throughout high school, even after high school, really, when it hit hard, bro. It was like I was just an old soul by nature, bro. It was just this is what it is. And yes, I do feel I do understand a few things on a level where people don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the you're young, there's excuses to try to sway or belittle you. You know what I'm saying, or undermine you. And it's not the case of who's the oldest. You know what I'm saying? Because if anything, I'd rather stay like this. Which is I am technically. Um, but to get older and see all this stuff go on, it's just crazy. To get older and see all this stuff go on, it's just like wow. Man, I was having a conversation with my OG, like I said, and it's just my moms and stuff, and wish we could have lost her kids at the time. No one wants. I don't even want to hear that shit, but it's reality, bro. The true hurt, true hurts, true hurt. The truth will definitely hurt. Um, you sugarcoat how much you want, but once you got to go through it, and not just go through it, but just see it. Yes, man, bro. Shit, bro. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, you know, but yeah, man. It's just take it easy, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Just be aware. Cause it's crazy. Cause like I said, I was in talks to still get into the security world. I think I might. I don't know. I'm still wanting to. I'm still wanting to. Um, like I said, I was taking my multiple train at the police department out there. This other part in Illinois when I was living there about 8 months ago, or 4 months, 2 months ago, a month ago. I left like a month, two ago. I finally went the last minute to apply for that job, and it was paying a lot too. So I had to get police training, the mental evaluation, all that shit, and get all that done, and it was just like a police university or police university for school. And I would troll around, not troll. I would do that too. That'd be funny as fuck. Stroll around the university, you know, gun, badge, all the basic necessities to defend yourself in the moment, or you have to use those objects that's given to you um, with personal training and with a certificate or whatever the case may be, certificate and other training documents saying that you can have these weapons on you. You basically are a walking weapon when you know certain martial arts. That you're legal to use it by law to protect and serve or whatever the case may be. Uh, uh, Still thinking about it. Well, I'm still going through my little situation, so and I'm just trying to get my shit together. But yeah, man, I'm just dropping a video, man. Just a crazy day today. A lot going on. Stay blessed up. Stay aware. Talk to people you trust. Only be friends with people that you trust. Just don't worry about the negative, bro. Uh, and make sure you know your safety guides to go to and all that things in the nature while you're taking time away from your family. and put your valuable energy and time essence into places that you gotta make money to provide, to help provide for, and it's your family. So it's your boy Don. Keep going, Don. Keep going, Charles. Love y'all.